Hello friend and welcome to class. Today I'm going to guide you through an energizing flow that's going to leave you feel nourished and ready to face the day or whatever is ahead of you. So let's hop on the mat and get started. Let's go ahead and start into a child pose. So you can bring the knees as wide as the mat or close together and the arms reaching forward, relaxing the forehead onto the mat, relaxing the arms. And take in just a few big breaths here. Allowing your body to settle in, to arrive on the mat. Allowing your awareness to shift to this moment. And focus just on your body, on your movements, on this practice. Big inhale in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. One more time, inhale in. And sigh out. We're gonna rise up and come into our tabletop position here. Bringing the wrist underneath the shoulders, the knees in line with your knees, spreading the fingertips wide. That's my cat. We're gonna inhale to bring the belly down, open the chest forward and look up. Keep pressing the ground away. Exhale, drawing the chin in and the spine up towards the ceiling. And again, inhale, finding your back bend, opening your heart forward. Exhale, rounding the spine up. Beautiful, taking a few of this cat and cow at your own pace. And if you feel to add any extra movement here, any rotation of your hips, of your torso, making the movements a little bit bigger, coming forward, going all the way back, feel free to take them, whatever feels good into your body. Starting to warm it up. And then when you're ready, we're gonna meet back into a neutral spine. We're gonna pivot that right foot onto the outside of the mat and extend the left leg long, keeping the foot in line, the back foot in line with your knee, reaching the left hand up towards the ceiling. Tuck the tailbone under and engage the core. Breathe. And then you can lift that left leg parallel to the ground. You can keep the foot down. And then you're gonna bend that left knee, grab hold of the outside edge of your foot and kick the foot into your hand so you can melt your heart forward and open. Last 2 breaths. Expanding your body. With your next exhale, you're gonna release the foot, pivot back through center. You're gonna square the hips towards the mat, keep that left leg lifted, reach that right hand forward. Inhale here, exhale to draw elbow and knee together. Inhale to reach, exhale, engage the core, press the ground away. Inhale to extend, exhale everything in. Hold it, engage your core, and exhale to release down. Moving on to the opposite side, we're gonna pivot the right foot onto the outside, the left foot, sorry, onto the outside, the right leg extended. Find one strong line with your body, reaching that right hand up towards the ceiling. Finding your balance and then lifting that leg, that right leg parallel to the ground. Bending the knee, grabbing hold of the outside edge of the foot and press the foot into your hand. Finding a back bend, pushing the hips forward, your chest forward. 2 more breaths. And with your next exhale, you're gonna release the foot and start pivoting back through center, keeping that right leg extended and lifted. You're gonna inhale to reach that left arm forward. Exhale, drawing elbow and knee together. Inhale to reach. Exhale, engage your core. Inhale. Exhale everything in, pressing the mat away. One last time, inhale to extend. Exhale. Feeling the heat in your body, hold it here. And then release everything down. We're gonna take just a couple of cat-cow, a way to reset our spine. And then we're gonna keep the hips in line with our knees. And we're gonna start walking the hands forward. We're gonna come into a puppy pose. If this becomes at any moment too intense as a stretch, you can grab a block or a book underneath your forehead and you can rest it over it. Otherwise, if you're good, just release your head on the ground, or maybe you're bringing your chin onto the mat instead, you're looking forward. Breathe in here. With every inhale, you create more space into your body. With every exhale, you're surrendering a little bit deeper towards the ground. Opening your shoulders, your armpits. Releasing any tension. A few more deep breaths here. And then keeping the hands where they are, we're gonna lift our torso up and we're gonna roll our whole body down onto the mat. We're gonna bring the hands shoulder height onto the outside of the mat, coming onto the fingertips, tucking the chin to the chest, and rolling your spine all the way up, keeping the shoulders away from the ears and the legs active. Exhale to roll everything down. The head is the last thing to come up and the last thing to go down. So a couple more times, inhale, rolling the spine up. Exhale to release. One more time, inhale up. And exhale to release everything down. Rocking the pelvis from side to side and bringing the hands underneath your shoulders. Pushing yourself up. And all the way back, tucking the toes, coming into downward facing dog. Taking a few stretches here, pedaling the knees. Maybe giving your legs a little shake if they need it. If you've been standing all day onto your feet, it might feel good. Taking a moment to find space and comfort into this pose. Wrapping the shoulders away from the ears, creating that space into your neck and pulling that tailbone up towards the sky. Length into the spine. From here, we're gonna come up high into the balls of the feet, tucking the chin to the chest and roll the spine all the way forward. Keep pressing the ground away so your hips are lifted. Your shoulder blades are away from each other, stacking the shoulders over the wrist. And then keep moving forward into your plank. Bend the knees, look forward as you're finding a gentle back bend to push all the way back. Downward facing dog. Two more times, to lift onto your tippy toes, roll the spine forward. Hold it for a moment and then reach into your plank, bend the knees and find a gentle back bend to push all the way back. One more time, inhale. Finding this wave motion into your spine. Finding plank, bend the knees, back bend, all the way back into your downward facing dog. One big breath here. And then we're gonna walk the feet all the way towards the top of the mat. Keeping them hip distance apart, the knees bent, the head heavy, the neck relaxed. Grabbing hold of opposite elbows and finding a gentle sway from side to side. Releasing any tension, any worries, any frustration from our spine, from our neck, from our shoulders. And then we're gonna release the hands onto the ground. We're gonna keep that right knee bent and we're gonna extend that left leg long, keeping the right hand onto the mat. and peeling the left hand up towards the ceiling, finding a twist. Again, you can have a block or something to support you underneath that right hand. Breathe in here. And exhale, release that left hand down. Bend the left knee. Peel the right hand up. Breathing into the twist. With your next exhale, you're releasing that right hand down. Bend both knees and start rolling the spine all the way up into your mountain pose. So here, you're gonna inhale to bring the shoulders up towards the ears and exhale to release them back down. Once again, inhale up and exhale to find space. Palms facing forward and taking a moment to really feel yourself grounded and rooted here. The energy lifting through your legs, the core engaged and active, your chest open, the shoulders releasing, and reaching tall through the crown of the head. Finding a smile on your face, because why not? And then gently blinking the eyes open, inhale to reach the arms up. Find length into your whole body. Exhale to release all the way down, forward fold. Inhale halfway up, long spine looking forward. Exhale, plant the hands onto the mat, step back onto your knees. From here, keeping the sitting bones up high, we're gonna bend the elbows, melt the chest and chin onto the mat. Inhale to slide your torso forward, find your back bend. Maybe it's baby cobra, just a gentle rise of the torso. Maybe you're lifting up into cobra, again, shoulders dropping away from the ears, legs active. Exhale, push yourself back and up, downward facing dog. Few deep breaths here. Feeling the energy rooting down through your feet, through your hands, in an equal way. In an equal weight. The energy lifting through your spine, through your tailbone. And then bending the knees, look forward, step the right foot to the top of the mat, the left to follow. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale to release. Inhale, reaching the arms wide and all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale down at heart center. One more time. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale to release. Inhale to find a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands onto the mat. Step back into your plank. If you want to take the variation with our knees onto the ground that we just took, feel free. Otherwise, from here, you're going to inhale to reach forward. Exhale, take chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, lifting the thighs from the ground, pressing through the top of your feet, opening the chest. Exhale to roll over your toes, coming to your downward facing dog. Few big breaths here. Pushing the sitting bones a little bit higher, equal length in both sides of your torso. Last breath. And then you're gonna bend the knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale to release. Inhale, reaching the arms all the way up towards the sky. Exhale to bring them down at your heart center. Bringing the big toes together, heels slightly apart. We're gonna bend the knees, come up, chair pose. Bringing the weight into your heels. See if you can lift all 10 toes from the ground. Engage your core. Exhale to release, all the way down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale to plant the hands onto the mat. And here you have an option to take an arm balance, or you can step back, take your vinyasa. We're all gonna meet back into downward facing dog. If you're taking crow, then wrists underneath the shoulders, bend the elbows, bring the knees as close to the armpits as possible, and then lean forward instead of down, lifting the feet, breathing, engaging the core. Exhale to release, step back, take your Vinyasa plank, release down, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. The right knee comes in towards the chest, step the foot forward, bring it between your hands. Tap the back heel slightly in and lift up into your warrior one. Both hips are square towards the front of the mat, keeping that front knee in line with the heel. Exhale, releasing the hands, framing the front foot, step back into downward facing dog. From here you can stay where you are, you can roll the spine forward, take a Vinyasa. Your choice, your option. Exhale to push back. Same thing onto the opposite side, left knee comes in, stepping the foot forward, tucking the back heel in. Warrior one. Again, trying to square both hips towards the front of the mat and keeping that knee bent. Exhale, release the hands down, step back, downward dog. Same option as before. You can roll forward and take a Vinyasa or stay into your downward dog. Few breaths here. And then from here, we're gonna bend the knees, look forward, step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale to release. Inhale, reaching the arms all the way towards the ceiling. Exhale to draw the energy down at your heart center. Shifting the weight onto your right foot. You're gonna start peeling that left knee up towards the chest. Finding your point of focus, finding your balance. And then you're gonna bend that right knee, bringing the left ankle over to the thigh, lowering the sitting bones down. Pressing that knee gently down towards the mat, opening your hip. Keep breathing, engage your core. And then we're gonna bring that left leg all the way back, finding our warrior three. So we're gonna keep the hips leveled. So that means your back leg, your back foot is engaged and you're pointing all toes down towards the ground. Torso parallel to the ground. You can find again a block or something to support you here if you're struggling with the balance today. And then you're gonna bend the right knee, and with as much control as possible, you're gonna start releasing the left foot onto the mat, lifting up, finding your high lunge. Softening the shoulders down and away from the ears. Pushing that right hip back, the left hip forward. Engaging the core and keeping the torso lifted. From here, you're gonna inhale to find more length into your spine. Exhale, bring the hands into your heart center as you twist towards the right, tucking the left elbow onto your right knee. You can keep the hands in prayer or you can open them wide. Make sure that you're still breathing in whatever variation you are. Opening your chest. And then with your next inhale, you're gonna lift up, untwist. Bend the back knee, pivot the back toes towards the back of the mat. And lower into your side lunge. The right leg is extended, the right toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. And you can keep the hands onto the ground to find balance, or you can bring them at your heart center. We're gonna move all the way towards the front of the mat, bending the right knee, straightening the left leg. Keep the connection to your breath. If you're falling, that's normal, that's part of the practice. Have a little giggle with yourself. And then come back to it. We're gonna move towards the back of the mat one more time. And back towards the front. Ooh. See? It's normal. And then gently we're gonna start pivoting the hips towards the front of the mat again. Releasing the back knee and tuck the toes, lift up into your low lunge. Same alignment as before here, the front knee in line with the ankle, the hips square towards the front. Finding that space into your lower spine by squeezing the inner thighs in together. Reaching the fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then releasing that left hand down onto the ground, reaching the right arm overhead, stretching the side of the body, expanding your side rib cage. Lifting up through center and moving on to the opposite side, lowering the right hand, reaching that left arm, the left fingertips towards the right side of the mat. Inhale to lift all the way back up high. Exhale to frame that front foot. Inhale to look forward, open the chest, grabbing again that block or books either side of your front leg. Exhale to push the sitting bones back, keeping those hips squared. So we're doing the same movement as we were doing in our high lunge, pushing that right hip back and the left hip forward. Keeping length into your spine, trying to avoid arching your back to reach the forehead onto the knee. The important thing is to fold from the hips. A few more breaths here, finding space into that right hamstring. And maybe with every exhale you find a little bit more depth. With your next inhale, you're gonna bend that front knee, reach forward. You're gonna tuck the back toes, step back into your plank, take your variation of Vinyasa. Inhale to find your back bend. And exhale to push back, downward facing dog. 2 big breaths here. And then you're gonna bend the knees, look forward, step or jump to the top of the mat. As light as possible. Inhale, halfway up, exhale to release. Inhale, reach the arms wide and up towards the ceiling. Exhale down at your heart center. From here, shifting the weight onto the left foot, reaching that right knee up towards the chest. Taking a moment to feel yourself stable and grounded. And then bend that left knee, bring the right ankle on top of your thigh. Lowering the sitting bones down towards the mat, keeping that right foot flexed, protecting the knee. Finding your breath. And then lift slightly to reach that right leg back, keeping those hips squared, the back foot engaged, the toes pointing down towards the ground. Warrior 3. Find your point of focus. Keep breathing. If you're falling, take your time to come back to it. Big breath. And then come back into your warrior 3. Bending that front knee, reaching the right foot down towards the mat. Lift up, finding high lunge. Lowering the hips, but keeping the torso lifted. Inhale to reach tall. Exhale, bring the hands into your heart center and twist towards the left this time. Tucking the right elbow into your left knee. And again, you can keep the hands into prayer, or you can open the arms wide. 2 more big breaths in whatever variation you are here. And then bring the hands into heart center if the awareness ready. Lift up into your high lunge. Pivot the back foot, bend that back knee, and lower into your side lunge. Finding your balance and breathing here. trying to keep the chest open. Wherever you are, maybe you're a bit more lifted, maybe your hands are onto the ground, trying to keep reaching through the crown of the head. Bending that front knee, extending the back leg, coming towards the front of the mat. And one more time, moving towards the back of the mat. And back towards the front. Twisting gently towards the front of the mat, squaring the hips forward, releasing the back knee down, and tuck the toes, lift up into your low lunge. Finding your alignment, lifting the torso, engaging the core, and softening those shoulders down and away from the ears. And we're gonna find the same side bends as we did before, lowering the left arm down, reaching the right arm all the way above your head, trying to keep the torso open instead of closing down. And reaching through your fingertips, coming back up through center and moving onto the opposite side. Expanding your body, breathing into the side of your torso. Lifting up back through center. Exhale to frame the front foot, finding your props if you need them. You're gonna inhale to open the chest, look forward. Exhale to push the sitting bones back, extend that front leg. And again, we're trying to keep those hips leveled. So notice if maybe you need to slide that left leg a little bit more back, pushing that left hip back, the right hip forward. Lengthen through your spine, reaching back through your sitting bones and forward through your crown of the head. And then eventually you forward fold over the front thighs. If to keep that spine long means that you're up here, that's also perfectly fine. You're still stretching, you're still working, you're still opening your body. Two more breaths here. Maybe surrendering slightly deeper into the fold, into the shape. With your next inhale, you're gonna bend that front knee, reach forward, open the chest. And you're gonna step back into your plank, take your vinyasa, and push back into downward facing dog. Reaching that tailbone up high, spreading the fingertips wide onto the mat. Neck is relaxed, the gaze is towards the navel between your ankles. Reaching energetically down through the heels, it doesn't matter if they touch the mat or not. One more big breath here. And then with your next inhale, you're gonna lift that right leg back up high. You're gonna bend the knee and open the hip. Keeping those shoulders squared towards the ground. Reaching that right knee a little bit higher towards the ceiling. And you can stay here into your free-legged dog, where you can start reaching that right foot towards the ground and open into your wild thing. With control, you're gonna start twisting back into your free-legged dog. Trying to move as slowly as you can, reaching that right leg back up high. Inhale here. Exhale, knee towards the right upper arm, keeping those hips lifted. Inhale, leg back. Exhale, knee towards the nose. Press the mat away. Inhale, back. Exhale, right knee towards the left upper arm. And pushing all the way back. One last time, knee towards the nose. Stepping the foot forward, pivot the back foot parallel to the short side of the mat. And open up into your warrior two. Keeping that knee in line with your heel. Arms active and parallel to the ground. Inhale to flip your front palm, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior, keeping those hips lowered, that front knee bend. Coming back into your warrior two. Inhale to straighten that front leg. Reach forward, send those hips back. Exhale, triangle pose. Trying to keep the torso in line with your heels. The tailbone tucked under and the core engaged. Last breath. And then you're going to look down, start releasing the hands towards the mat and pivot the front foot parallel to the other. Coming into a wide-legged forward fold, you're going to inhale to come halfway up. And exhale, keeping that length into the spine, then you're releasing all the way towards the floor. Trying to bring the weight in equal way between heel and toes. Then you're gonna come halfway up, long spine. And exhale to start walking the hands, pivoting the hips towards the back of the mat. Keeping the back foot parallel to the short side, lifting up into your warrior two. Same alignment, keeping the torso stuck over the hips. So notice if you're leaning forward, can you lift a little bit more? Flipping the front palm, reach forward, exhale, reverse your warrior. Bend that front knee. Open your chest. Open the side of your body. Coming all the way back into your warrior two. Inhale to straighten that front leg. Reach forward. Exhale to release down. Finding your triangle pose. Top hand is active. Shoulders stuck on one another. And looking down, releasing both hands, bringing the foot parallel to the other. Inhale, halfway up, keeping that length into the spine. Exhale to release. And here we're gonna find a gentle sway from side to side. You can do it with your eyes closed. It's gonna be a little bit more fun. And then you're gonna, as you're swaying toward the right, the left, you're bending that left knee, and towards the right, you're bending the right knee. You're finding a bit of movement into your hip joints, into your hamstring, into your body. And you're just letting go like nobody's watching. You're just feeling this movement, this energy moving through your body. And then when you're ready, we're coming back through center, straightening both legs. We're gonna pivot hips and feet towards the front of the mat. Step back, reach that left leg back up high. Bending the knee, opening the hip, keeping those shoulders square down. Reaching that left knee a little bit higher. And then you can stay here again, or you can flip your dog. Coming into your wild thing, reaching those hips up high. Heart open. And then with control, you start twisting back into your free-legged dog. Inhale here. Exhale to bring the left knee towards the left upper arm. Hips lifted. Inhale to push all the way back. Exhale, knee towards the nose. Press the mat away. Inhale back. Exhale, knee towards the right upper arm into a twist. Inhale back. And one last time. Inhale towards, exhale, sorry, towards the nose. And then you're stepping, you're reaching the leg back and you're stepping the foot down onto the mat. Releasing the knees onto the ground. Come sit on your heel. Palms facing up towards the ceiling, the hands onto your thighs. Close the eyes. Reconnect to your breath. Slow down your heartbeat. And then gently open the eyes when you're ready. Come sit onto the mat. Release the legs forward. Keeping the legs active, the feet engaged. You're gonna inhale to reach the arms up. And exhale to start forward fold. But we're not gonna attach the feet. We're gonna try to move with our own flexibility without dragging ourselves down. So if you need to keep both knees slightly bent, please feel free to do it. Otherwise, from here, we're just, with every inhale, finding more length into the spine. With every exhale, we're lowering down. And again, inhale, come slightly up, lengthen, and exhale, surrender. And a couple more times, inhale up, exhale to release a little bit more. One last time, inhale, and exhale to let go. Relaxing the head, the neck. And knowing that the goal is not necessarily for the forehead to touch the knee, to touch the shins, is to open your body, is to find more space, is to have less tension, is to create a space and environment for your breath to flow freely into your body. And once your body is soft and open, your mind will be as well. Two more big breaths. And then slowly rolling the spine all the way up, coming back to seated. We're going to bring the soles of the feet onto the ground, grab hold of the back of the thighs, lean slightly back and engage the core. Most important thing, keep the chest open, trying to avoid, once again, rounding the spine. Coming up into your bow pose. If you can keep this alignment, then maybe your hands release from your thigh, reaching forward. 3 more deep breaths. Keep your core engaged. Find a smile. One last one. And then we're going to slowly release our body all the way down onto the mat. Rocking the pelvis from side to side. And we're going to bring the feet as close to our glutes, hip distance apart, onto the mat. The palms are facing down. The fingertips are reaching for the heels. From here, you're going to inhale to imprint the whole spine onto the ground. So even that lower back that is normally lifted, see if you can bring it to touch the ground. And with your next exhale, you're going to start lifting the pelvis, thighs, and hips up towards the ceiling. You can stay here, or maybe you're coming on top of your shoulders, interlacing the fingertips together, pushing your hips, your torso a little bit higher. Keeping those knees hip distance apart. Try not to widen them. And then slowly release the hands if you clasp them together, and slowly, vertebra by vertebra, really bringing the awareness into your spine, unraveling into the mat, all the way back down again. Finding that gentle curve into your lower back. And here, we're gonna we have 2 options. We can take another bridge, so the same thing that we just did, or we can work towards our wheel. So if you feel to take wheel today, if you feel to take bridge, go ahead. Same thing that we just did. If we're taking wheel, hands either side of your ears, fingertips facing towards your shoulders. You're gonna press into the crown of your head and then all the way up, bringing your chest open. If you're in wheel, see if you can find a gentle rock forward and back, opening your chest. 2 more big breaths, wherever you are. And with your next exhale, slowly, if you're coming from wheel, come back the same way you get up. Bringing the crown of the head down and then tucking the chin to the chest. And before to bring the knees in towards your chest, bring the feet as wide as the mat and drop the knees together. Letting the spine reset itself for a moment. And then bring your knees back into your chest. Big hug. Finding a gentle rock from side to side. Giving yourself some love. And then grab hold of the outside edge of your feet, drawing the sacrum down towards the ground and the knees towards your armpits. And again, you can stay in stillness, or you can find a gentle sway from side to side. Maybe playing, straightening one leg and then the other, whatever feels good here. And then release your feet, knees into your chest. And drop them both towards the right, keeping the shoulders onto the mat. You can open that left arm wide. And you can look towards the left, closing the eyes and starting to relax and wind down. Feeling the movement into your lower spine. Knowing that twists are a great counterbalance for back bends. Using your core, bringing the knees back through center and all the way onto the opposite side. Right arm extends, looking towards the right. Keeping your eyes closed, allowing your body to find more ease, to relax and release. And then one last time, bringing the knees into your chest, big squeeze. Maybe you're bringing the nose towards them. And when you're ready, exhale to release your legs long onto the mat. Taking as much space as you need to. I would suggest at least as wide as your mat, if not more. Palms facing up, letting your body melt into the ground. Letting go of any tension, of any effort. And just allow yourself to be here. And if you have time, I would highly recommend you spend at least a few minutes into your Savasana. Thank you so much for practicing with me. See you next time.